Reddit PocketBook. How do you feel when people say, money can't buy you happiness? Money can't buy happiness, but poverty can buy nothing. This is the correct answer. Poverty makes you unhappy, but wealth doesn't make you happy. Winning isn't everything. Yeah, but losing isn't anything. Money can ease 99% of my worries. I always say, money can't buy happiness, but it sure is needed for comfort. I just want comfort, man, is that too much to ask? I would be happier with my life if I had a passive income, no doubt. It would free up my time to do stuff I want to do, rather than things I have to do to keep a roof over my head and food in my belly. Yeah, temporarily. You're always gonna be sad. You can't be happy 24/7. It's impossible. Happy? So far from happy, the feeling is a distant memory. Yeah, having funds for the temporary stuff would be fucking amazing without having to choose one a week. Stuff like being able to buy halfway decent food, not have to live on a box of Weet-Bix for days on end, pay electricity, buy medication, pay home insurance, council rates and water rates. Council have now given a warning they will sell my house from under me for a $3,000 bill of outstanding rates. I have become disabled in the last year after a failed TKR. My husband left me, am now unable to drive, he took the car anyway, and I live alone in the Australian bush. Suicide rates out this way have tripled. I totally understand why. It's a hard, desperate, lonely existence. Not a life I would wish on anyone. There are 0 jobs out here, 0 public transport. Nearest town 65 km away. My animals always get fed before me, but I'm looking at having to rehome the only love, companionship and comfort I have in this fucking world because they deserve a better life. Appreciate what's good in your life, wankers that have enough to eat say. Can we swap? Of course it is, but it is pretty cool to have at times. Holy shit. 1 cent to ease 99 worries? I didn't know we had an early Black Friday. I got 99 problems and money ain't one of them. Well, I'd rather be depressed and have money than be depressed and poor. There is a difference between real depression and someone who thinks they have depression. People who are really depressed don't think about the amount of money they have. Are we gatekeeping depression now? Lol. I know, right, I am so triggered right now. Money certainly wouldn't cure my depression, but it would ease the anxiety a bit. Also, I could afford better healthcare and also a healthier diet. Everything is connected. As someone with depression and financial problems in the past, I can confirm this. From my perspective and those I met in therapy, it is highly unlikely that poverty alone will cause depression, but it is inanely hard to overcome depression when you're also worried all the time because of poverty. I laid out the basis of a healing process in therapy while I was still pretty poor, but I just couldn't apply it while I still had to fight so hard with all the financial problems. Try to go out with friends to distract yourself from time to time, they said. $20 for an evening in the bar? Not gonna happen. Need that for food. But as soon as my situation cleared up a little bit on the financial side, I made bigger steps and actually made progress healing. Still not out of it, but heck, it definitely helps to have at last a tiny bit of financial security backing me up. P.S. That said, depressions in that matter can be an awful vicious circle. Due to my depression, I was hardly able to keep a job for more than a few months at times, which again caused a lot of financial problems, which caused anxiety, which negatively impacted my work performance, etc. etc. As someone who's definitely got depression, I assure you I worry about money just as much as the next person, if not more so. When I said they don't care about money, I didn't mean that people with depression don't care about things like food, taxes. I wanted to say that people who have depression can cure it with their money and thinking about what they can buy. I would be happier with my life if I had a passive money can buy therapists and medication and better housing life situation. So it definitely helps cure it over being poor and not having access to those things. You explained this perfectly. Yes, it can help a lot, but it can't magically cure it. Unfortunately, you probably know that this is a big fight that lasts a long time. Sounds like something someone who's never lived in poverty would say. It's like telling a diabetic insulin won't make you happy. Like, yeah, it won't, but it will save them from being unhappy. Money can't buy you happiness, but it can buy you an Apache helicopter. Apache equals happiness. You can then use that Apache helicopter to be happy. Fortunate son intensifies. A Huey would be more apt. It would be. Money can't buy you happiness, but at least I can cry in a Ferrari. Damn you. I came here to say this. Same here. This quote makes no sense, no hate for you by the way. If someone is crying because they are really sad, it doesn't matter where they are. At that point, I got 99 problems and money. Believe me, being sad alone in the street with a cheap beer is way different than being sad and crying with some whiskey, a lot of ice cream and a comfy bed. The place you are is relevant. I agree, in such extreme cases it matters. I was talking about people who think that wealth will bring them happiness that no one will be able to take away from them. I read a lot of comment and no one say that, or at least I didn't interpret anyone like that. I don't believe there is an ultimate happiness to achieve anyway. Let's say, well, I'd rather be depressed and have money. Right now, money can make me feel a lot less depressed. The only thing I need is a steady income to get on my own. Money can't buy you ice cream and hookers. Whoa, slow down there, pal. You don't buy hookers, you rent them. I'd say you've never put off dental work cause you couldn't afford it. I'd say you never risked driving in the rain with bald tires. I'd say you never had a tire pop and destroy your car's quarter panel. I'd say you never skipped social events cause you couldn't afford to eat out. I'd say you didn't stay in shitty living situation cause a one-bedroom apartment is 3/4 of your income. I'd say you probably don't realize most people just don't go to the doctor because the copay is a day's pay, and if the news is bad, it doesn't really matter because you can't afford treatment. I'd say fuck off. Because money gets you stability, freedom, choice. I know, right, I am so triggered right. It may not buy happiness, but it can rent it for a while. Yes, this is so true. From someone with very little money, money could pay the bills and reduce the stress and anxiety about losing your home. That in itself is a form of happiness, so money can in fact buy happiness, but it depends on your priorities. That said, I'd rather be sad in my own home free from debt than where I am now, live with parents, no prospects and as someone who money buys you things that might entertain you and make you happy, but it's a distraction. A temporary fix that has to be constantly refilled. People desire love, camaraderie, friendship, and companionship. While money could buy this, it's simply a counterfeit. Real relationships are what fulfill people. I attest to this because I was very socially isolated for a long time and didn't have lasting friends. Now I have a partner and a group of genuine friends that make me happier than anything. When I said they don't care about disagree with that, money can buy you happiness because when you want something and then you can afford to buy with it, you feel happy, isn't it? But rather money can't buy you containment. It doesn't. I used to be rich AF and then gambled it all away. I feel the same now as I did back then. You always find new ways to feel shit. Now I feel bad about not being able to pay rent. Back then I felt bad not being rich enough to own a sports team. Might seem like a dumb thing to feel bad about, but the feeling is the same. You never get away from it. I think that those who said it to me is just stupid and poor because money can buy happiness. Come on, I can buy a freaking penthouse and chill playing my gold PS5 on 100-inch TV. That makes no sense. How do I acquire my own harem without lots of money? Sure, it can be done, but I am not royalty or a celebrity, both of whom incidentally have money, and I'm not going to kidnap or extort anyone, lol. If I'm ever to realize my dream of having nightly 40-way sex with women who are exclusively dedicated to me, they're gonna need to be paid really well. Maybe I could start a weird sex cult. That's a way to do it without breaking the bank. I'm not rich, but I'm blessed to grow up upper middle class as a black man. I love driving my nice cars. It is freeing to know you have a solid support system. Then again, not everybody has that foundation, which is why I was the most respectful employee at the shelter, according to the homeless clients. Being sad and rich is a hell of a lot better than being sad and poor. Better to be rich and have worries than to be poor and have worries. Happiness cannot be bought with it, but a safer, healthier life leads to higher life satisfaction. An example, in the case of a serious illness, this makes an enormous difference. Modification of the apartment, existing transport facilities, expensive medication and privately paid rehabilitation. I agree, but I also don't. See, I spent money on my iPhone XR, my PS4, I'm getting the PS5, some clothes that I like, my laptop, etc. So money can buy objects that will make you happy, however that won't make you happy forever. You will be sad even with the nicest car and the most modern looking house in a really beautiful city. I feel like slapping them. You ever seen a poor person happy? A roadside beggar happy? No, right? But they seem to have everything, a floor to sleep on, somewhere to live, drugs, etc. They can momentarily forget their sadness with the help of alcohol and drugs, but it remains thanks to lack of money. Money can't buy happiness or make you happier. While I agree with sentiment, but it's wrong in practice. Fact is, have a good happy life with family you adore, job you love, great hobbies and friends. You likely won't be happy if you're starving or family's starving, about to be evicted. Money can remove sad bad elements from life and solve problems, allowing you to focus on being happier. All this aside, become a billionaire and live a shitty life where you have no friends, no family, have no hobbies. Still going to be sad. All it does is remove obstacles, not provide happy. Upset because I know many of my immediate problems to feeling happier could be solved with money. Better quality food, fixing investigating health issues, better comfort achieved with changing out some furniture, vehicle of my own, so I'm not limited to the time frames of others. Money may not max out that happiness gauge, but I can tell you I'd go from 20% to above 60. Doubling my current monthly income would ease many burdens, but if I somehow got 6 to 10K a month, that'd afford me more than enough comfort to ease like 90% of my anxieties. Especially the major ones that I've been worrying over. I always think of Eminem's Top 10 countdown on David Letterman's show. Money doesn't buy happiness. It buys crazy ass happiness. Ultimately, it is about attitude and how stressed you are about money. As someone who grew up extremely poor and as an adult who ended up very successful, I'm an executive for a AAA video game developer. I can safely say money can indeed buy you happiness. At the very least, it can buy you peace of mind, which is, for me, a huge stepping stone to personal happiness. Growing up, we were always stressed about money. Could never have nice things, could never do fun things other families got to do, so I probably relish it more than others, but I can safely say I'm the happiest I've ever been. This quote makes no sense, no hate for you by the way. Give me $1 million and I will show you how happy I can be. That they are out of touch with reality. I.e., most people who are rich don't know what it's like to be poor and struggling. I think it's a typical power play move from someone of wealth and status to think they even know what it's like being a poor person better than actual poor people, and an attempt to encourage them to remain poor, keeping their status above poor people intact. If someone handed me £10 million right now, I would be able to change mine and my whole family's situation around for the better, and as a result we would all be happier for it. Hell, even £1 million would work for me. I agree, in such extreme cases it matters. I think of the Maslow pyramid. You need money to cover your basic needs and security, which is the foundation of overall happiness. But it won't help you much with interpersonal relationships and self-actualization, so it is not enough to be truly happy. So there is a tipping point. If you have enough that you don't have to stress about living paycheck to paycheck, you can put some money back and live comfortably, then more money won't make you more happy on its own. I'm not rich by any means, but I have enough money to really have to worry. Car repair needed, I can cover it. Washing machine breaks? I can cover it. As long as I don't get too many of those back to back, I'm good. But the best thing to me is having enough money I can fill my gas tank whenever I need to, and I can buy whatever groceries I want. When my wife was in school and barely working, we would have $100 left after bills to cover food and gas. Every month I had to decide if I wanted to stay home and eat better or eat spaghetti 3 times a week so I could drive somewhere. Money can buy you ice cream and hookers. People with money say that money won't make you happy. People without money say it will. Too much or too little of it can fuck you up. It's a necessary thing, but it's not everything. Thank you for watching. Please like the video, subscribe and hit the notification bell.